Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Today's Restaurant Networking Group at 9 a.m. on July the 28th. No, today's the 25th. My name is Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant, and we are a group of vendors who are here to help each other grow our businesses and to help any restaurant owner, manager, or chef who is confronted with a problem that they may have and that they're having difficulty solving. We invite you to give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com and check out our YouTube channel, which is Today's Restaurant, which also can be accessed from our website at TRNUSA. And you can click on the link at the top of the page, and it'll take you right to YouTube. So welcome, everybody. Good morning. I want to welcome Brandon as an official member, a newest member.
Yes, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, just wait.
Brandon, do you know if Jason is you're going to be at the show?
I think we do have plans to be there. We're still finalizing the booth. You know, we're just not sure what our booth is going to look like yet. If it's going to be, 2 people there or 4 people there. We're still.
Mention to him that we're going to have a whole row at the show. So
Okay.
He's got a number. I sent you a letter. You can go by
Brandon, just so you know, if you have a 10 by 10 booth, you get 10 passes to get in there.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll let him.
Every 10 by 10 booth, you get 10 passes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
And again, they're allowing people who have booths to invite people to come into the show for free.
Okay.
You got to get a code, like Howard did last year, and I've got this year already. So you can invite people to come into the show.
Right.
Okay.
And I want to welcome Gary. Good morning. Why don't you, Gary, tell us who you are, what you do, where you're located, and how we can contact you.
Okay. I'm Gary Kraeger. I'm with a company called Krowd. I've been working in the restaurant industry since about 2017, but I was working with restaurant marketers and providing software to them. About 2 years ago, I decided I can, with AI coming out, I can work directly with restaurants and kind of cut out the middleman, so to speak, and do it at a much cheaper price for the restaurant. So we have a pretty cool program we're putting out. You can reach me at 315-335-3096 or getkrowd.com.
You want to go into a little more detail on the...
Yeah, so I can absolutely go into a little more detail. So we do AI chatbots, but we also do acquisition campaigns for restaurants. And then basically what we're doing is we're using data, their data and our data that we collect along the way to help them grow their business more. So far, we've gotten about a 20%, we can guarantee 20% return on investment. And our return on investment is really, really cheap. For 10,000 contacts, we allow them to send unlimited emails, all these different tools we have for $1,000. So the price is unbelievable. The restaurant marketers used to get about $900 a month for this service that we provide. And we've cut that down to 99 just because of the technology that we have available to us now.
Wow.
Sounds good.
So we do a lot of Facebook and Instagram.
You're going to Terry's job obsolete. Terry will not have a job because all the restaurant leads you'll take care of.
No, I don't necessarily think that, because I think you still need a human being involved with it. We just make it more efficient. Much more efficient to I can literally put together a new customer acquisition campaign in just about 5 minutes. And it used to take us a couple hours to do that. So
if I was a restaurant and I called you and I said, what would be like the steps? What would happen?
So the first thing we do is we set them up with a online menu that's personalized to the actual individual. Then we set them up with an acquisition campaign so they can get new people coming in. And then we take that data and use that data to monitor people and bring them back in the restaurant if they haven't come back in a while. That's real quick and dirty what we do. And then we have a bunch of other programs that we do throughout the year, depending on the restaurant, to bring people back as well. Right now, we're getting ready to do a football one, which is it's pretty cool. It gets people to come in every week.
That's right. Football season starts, what, the preseason games next weekend?
Yeah, so fantasy football is a big deal right now. It's not that we do a whole lot in that, but we give them the ability to sign people up. We give them all the Facebook posts and Instagram posts they need to be able to get people to sign up. And then we show them how to take that data and then get those people that were in there for that fantasy draft back in over and over and over again throughout the season.
All right, great. We're going to do our intros, and then I'll double back to you so you can add or change anything you might have said if you see what we do. And don't worry about writing down everybody's name and number. At the end of the meeting, I'll send out a spreadsheet with everybody's contact information.
Okay.
So, Brandon, you want to start us off since you're the newbie?
Yeah, absolutely. So for everyone that was here last week, I talked about how we're with ITD, or I'm with ITD Food Safety. We've been around for 20 years. We do different types of food safety technology along the lines of prep labeling and temperature monitoring and remote temperature monitoring. About a month ago, we launched a brand new division. It's our ITD University for food safety training. So I do both the Florida Safe Food Handler cards and the Serve Safe food protection managers. We've opened our training center that we have off O'Galley. So we're local. And we're going to have a testing center as well. So if you just got to get recertified, you can just come straight into our office and say, hey, I need to take a test. And most likely I can get you in same day. But other than that, we're 24 to 48 hour turnaround time. So no one else is quite that fast. So that's what we do. And you can get me at my email address, which is Brandon@ITD Food Safety, or you can give me a call at 321-308-6137. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, I have a question to ask Brandon. Brandon, we're shippers for 40 years of fruit and vegetables and reefers, and we would load a reefer with product and then put in a temperature recorder. And then when the trip came to an end, we would inspect it, make sure temperature was held. These days, is there a way to monitor as the truck goes down the road that you could measure the temperature and see that, wow, look at that, there's a problem in there, notify the driver and take corrective action?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
that could be for medical products as well, and what have you.
Yes, absolutely. So to answer the first part of the question, that technology exists. We don't offer it yet. It's something that's in the R&D list. We're becoming very aware because you have a new rule, the FSMA traceability rule, has a little bit of temperature monitoring in that as well. And then each states are now starting to require, that plastic temperature recorder isn't cutting it anymore with the little paper that tells you, they're wanting a more digital, more traceable option around that. So technology like that does exist. ITD just hasn't launched it yet for our market. And then you mentioned the medical piece. Our technology does have a lot of applications in the medical field, because the sensors that this type of industry that ITD is in are interchangeable in many different aspects. But you can definitely do the same thing. Some of our sensors can be used in the medical field, and they are being used in the medical field. So a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I think great opportunity in that area for
Mhm.
you.
I have one question for Brandon, real quick before we
Yeah.
move on. Do you work hand in hand with the health department?
So we don't work hand in hand with the health department right now. The health department does love us because
Mhm.
when they go to a customer of ours that has our logs,
Yeah.
that has all the stuff that we help out with, it makes their job so much easier. When we go to shows, we'll have health inspectors that know about us. They'll come up and say, "Hey, you've made my job a lot easier. Thanks for doing what you're doing." But we don't have any direct relationship with
Okay.
the health department.
The reason is because in Atlanta, well, I don't read it anymore, but you can get it online. The newspaper and TV and would report on, health inspections, and they get these reports where people are like in the like 45,
Hmm.
60, 70, and and all of a sudden you start getting once in a while you get a place that you're like, whoa, I've been there. This is kind of,
Yeah,
kind of a not a high end, but place where it's a nice place. And yeah, but you'd be surprised how, some of these places don't not have don't keep it up, and a lot of it you can probably find a low score with them. But yeah, it's
yeah,
just but no, I was just curious. All right.
yeah, yeah. What and I'll the last thing I'll say about it is the you get a lot of that. You'll read the newspaper, you'll read the reports, and you'll be surprised to see, wow, this is a pretty high end place, just like you said. The big thing is that it all comes down to training and the owner's willingness to, um, you know, either you know find the root cause of the non-compliances
Hmm.
and solve them, or just continue to pay that fine, even though paying that fine is inconvenient. They see it as it's cheaper just to pay the fine than to fix the problem. So
Yeah.
you,
Hmm.
you see a lot of that going on. So
Yeah. Okay.
I remember many years ago when I was in New York and I was a manufacturer and supplier of restaurant equipment. I had to make a call to a very high-end restaurant. They were doing some work in the kitchen, but the kitchen was functional, and they had a battery of kettles in the kitchen, and there was an apron draped over the kettle into I think it was soup or some kind of stew or something, but it was laying it in the food. And if I told you the name of the restaurant at that time, you would have gasped. It was, one of the top restaurants in Manhattan. So you never know.
yeah, it I tell people just because you can cook well doesn't mean you need to run a restaurant. But that's
Yeah.
my slogan.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, thank you, Cook. Hey, what's up?
Early.
You're up.
My, my name is, thank you, Howard. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Gary. Good morning,
Morning.
Ann.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Ed Gurton with Seacoast Sales, and we're an equipment supply company based out of Orange Park, Florida. We specialize in frozen dessert equipment. We have batch freezers from Carpigiani and BGI Industries, soft serve machines from Carpigiani, display cases from ESA, GTI Design and IFE, blast freezers, hardening cabinets, mixed drink machines. You can reach me at 904-334-4489. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. Gary, I don't know whether you mentioned it or not. Where are you located?
I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida.
St. Pete. Okay, good.
Yep.
I didn't recognize the phone number, the area code.
Yeah, that's a New York phone number. That's where I'm originally from.
What part?
Upstate New York, Utica.
That's not New York.
Utica. Hey, you drink
No.
Utica Club?
Yes, you have to.
We were in Buffalo, New York for 4 years, and Utica Club and Genesee were the only things we had.
Yep. Changed now, but that's the way it was.
That's what.
All right, Rick, good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I apologize, I'm about to jump off early. I've got to get to the doctor this morning. But Rick Israel with Lifeline Insurance Consultants. We are a independent brokerage firm based here in Huntsville, Alabama. Of course, our main niche is Medicare, but where we focus with this group is group benefits, which could be considered worksite benefits like companies like Aflac, Guardian, Colonial. And then we also do the voluntary benefits, like, for instance, long-term, short-term disability, critical illness, which would include cancer, dental, vision, and voluntary life insurance. We can be reached at area code 256-746-9581. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Hey, so Rick, how many points is Alabama going to beat Florida State in the home opener? 100 points?
Depends. It depends on whether Saban's coaching or DeBoer's coaching. I don't know, because
It-
rumors that Saban's
It's
coming back. But
Saban's not coaching.
I know. How much is it going to be?
No.
Who knows? I don't even know where they play. Are they playing in Atlanta? I don't even know where they're going to play the game.
I think they're playing in Tallahassee this year.
Well, then, if it's the same Alabama team that ended last year, it's going to start this year, Florida State by field goal. And I love my Alabama Roll Tide, but the recruiting has been off. The portal is killing it. And whenever there's a new coach, it takes a couple of years to get going.
I think that coach will be gone by middle of the season.
No. I mean, they signed like a 4 or 5 year contract with the guy.
Yeah, I know, because if they fire him, they got to pay him out all this money.
Yeah,
Well, that's
I
the
don't.
same thing as the FSU coach. If they fire him, they owe him what, $20 million buyout right now. I mean, that's a huge amount. And Florida State only won, I think, 3 games last year, so they're probably worse than Alabama. Alabama.
Let me bring it back to the restaurant business.
Hey, he started it. I just finished it.
Brian, tell us what you do besides bookmaking.
What do I do?
Besides bookmaking, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Gary. I'm with a company called Rogue Financial Group. We are a commercial equipment financing company. I primarily focus in the hospitality side, which is restaurants, bars, breweries. I do a lot of stuff with convenience stores. I have a contact here for Jeremy I can send to you and Ed, so in Jacksonville. But small projects, large projects, we'll do startups. I work all over the country. Been working on a couple projects, and again, it's Brian with Rogue Financial Group. A couple other things for you guys. I don't know if it is a chain, but they seem to be growing. They've popped up, and maybe Rick, I don't know if there's any in your area or not, but Raising Cane. Has anybody heard about Raising Cane?
Raising Cane is coming into Alabama like a storm.
Yeah, and some are corporate and some are franchises. But I was talking to my friend, which is Corby with Oil Solutions. They help with the filtration of the fryers, and he says that there's days you just can't get into this place. I mean, um, you know, it's just it's he says it's such a good product. It's actually better than Zaxby's. And again, like Zaxby's come out with a new uh, chicken finger type thing, almost like Bojangles. But yeah, it's another they're on the move. So I believe they were out of Mississippi or Louisiana or something like that.
What else is real big is Hattie's.
Yes.
They've got
Yeah.
a Nashville hot chicken that
Mhm.
flies off the shelf. But they're getting ready to open up their first one here in Huntsville, next to Joe Davis Stadium, which is a perfect location. But, talking about chicken restaurants on South Memorial Parkway, we've got like 5 chicken restaurants all in a row.
Mm-hmm.
KFC, Zaxby's, Slim Chickens, Chick-fil-A, and Bojangles, all within like a mile radius of each other.
Mm-hmm.
There's a place like that on Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. There's 5 chicken restaurants within 2 blocks.
And we drive down there to go to Raising Cane's because they just opened, and it's very fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, is it like a hot spicy chicken like Hattie's, or what is it?
Very
Oh,
mild.
no, it's just a very
I like it.
product. And you can't get in. I mean, the lines are ridiculous.
Yeah.
But their sauce is the secret. They give you these little packets, little cups of sauce out of this world. You want to bring them home.
Better than Slim Chickens?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah, very fresh. And they're opening all over. Also, on that note, if anybody's from California or the West Coast like I am, In-N-Out Burger is moving their California headquarters to Nashville, Tennessee.
Yay!
Actually,
Finally!
I know. And they're opening up one in Hendersonville.
Yeah.
So that's the big news because that's a major for In-N-Out. So they're going to be, and they're coming into Florida as well. So
Isn't this the first time they've ever crossed east of the Mississippi?
yes.
yes,
Yeah.
Because I read an article that the CEO owner is just tired of all the politics, and
yes.
she can't make any money out there anymore.
Now,
And
and
it's fine.
so it's very difficult, and she just made the decision to move. So that's big news. I just wanted to throw that in case anyone wants.
Well, I'm going to have to, you know what? If she ever comes to Huntsville, that's great, but Rick will be making a trip to Nashville quite often.
Yeah, that's what the burgers and fries are for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Well, listen, guys, I got to cut out. I got to get the doctors. I hope everybody has a great weekend and be safe. And I guess when do we have a combined meeting again, Howard? Is it next week?
Nothing scheduled yet.
Okay. We need to talk also about planning a time for me to speak in regards to all the changes that are coming up that we'll know more about in September.
Right.
So
Whenever you're ready.
have a great day, guys.
You too.
Thank you, Rick.
You're right.
Bye.
See you later. All right,
Jeremy.
let's go to,
Jeremy.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yes, you.
all right. Hey guys, Jeremy with Worksite HR. I'm sad Rick left because this message is mainly for him, but for everybody on the group. So if you refer to Rick primarily for your companies that get supplemental benefits or health benefits for that matter, at Worksite, we're the type of PEO doesn't make you join our health or our supplemental. I know a lot of PEOs require that as part of the onboarding system. We do not do that. We'll let you carve that out. So you can keep your broker, keep your supplementals the same. We'll handle the deductions. We'll handle the credit back so you can pay your vendors appropriately. So when I say we get very unique and very customizable, we really do. I know I've bragged a little bit on us about, the charge card thing that we do, the FICA tip tax credit to make restaurants, create some margin throughout the year. But really, I'm just looking to meet more restaurant groups. So in the last 2 weeks, I've met a few actually. So there's one I'm hoping one of you happens to know. I know they're Northeast Florida, but it's a Jersey Mike's franchise group. They own 24 locations. I met one of the owners. His name's Dave Masters. He's part of Team Mater and DiBiase. Team Mater and DiBiase up here in Northeast Florida. 24 locations. If anyone knows them, I could use a warm endorsement. It was a really good initial introductory meeting just to find out, what they're doing. But Jersey Mike's takes tips, guys. So I'm probably going to make every location operate with no payroll fees and hopefully some money left over towards workers' comp or state unemployment buckets. So that's what I'm looking to do is just meet more restaurant groups that have a lot of locations, 10 to 50 employees per location. So that's what I'm looking for. Again, You can get very customizable with us. We're family owned. We're based in Florida. I'm here in Jacksonville. I cover all the way to the Panhandle, down to Daytona, over to Gainesville. I even cover Georgia, obviously, which is why I'm on that Atlanta restaurant group with Brian as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously this group to cover all of Florida. Despite the fact that we have like 7 reps in Florida, I'm on this group here. But hopefully, you guys know some good restaurant groups, even if it's not the one I asked for. That's what I'm looking for this week. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor and perhaps a bunch of other people explain the FICA income tax credit?
Sure.
Because a lot of restaurants have not taken advantage of that.
So usually when I find that they don't take advantage of it, it's because they don't have a restaurant-centric CPA. However, even if you have a restaurant-centric CPA, a lot of times they're not getting 100% of that tip credit. So I think I've given this example in the group before. So Gary, this will be new to you, but some of you may have heard this. We signed a restaurant in Lake City. Their CPA got the tax credit for them. It was $3,800. That's awesome, right? It's a great little tax credit, helps save some money on your taxes. But they were entitled to $52,000. So the problem was they already had so many write-offs, they couldn't take the full amount. So by doing it through us and just having their CPA do all the other tax write-offs, just not do the FICA tip, they're going to get $52,000 of working capital throughout the year, paid in quarterly installments. We front the money and we go claim the tax credit on our EIN after the fact. So we're actually literally giving them an interest-free loan with this FICA tip tax credit, getting the money back at the end of the year. So that $52,000 now, think about, that's $12,500 a quarter, a little bit over $12,500 a quarter to pay for PEO admin expenses, any money left over for workers' comp premiums. I have one client that used the money to give back to Meals on Wheels. Another client used the extra money left over to start a benefits program for their managers, because restaurants usually don't have benefits, right? So they launched the minimum essential coverage health plans for their managers just so they'd have something to cover them in case of like a teledoc, they got strep throat or pink eye, or their kids get sick, or, they can go see their primary care physician as long as they're in the PHCS network for $30 with a $300 coverage, maximum unlimited visits a year. Like there's just some things we can do. And those health plans I'm talking about, guys, are they're healthcare like. There's no hospitalization. So it's really like a supplemental plan on steroids with actual doctors and network and all that stuff, and actual, primary care physicians in network for you. But if you buy a hospital indemnity plan, let's say you're a single guy and it's $160 a month for the base plan, and you buy a $30 hospitalization plan, you're spending less than $200 a month for healthcare. And I understand it's not full health. It's not going to cover surgeries and things like that, but you'll get money back on the indemnity plan by submitting your receipts to help cover that hospital bill. So, there's a little bit of work on your end with these types of plans because you have to negotiate with the hospital. Like, hey, I only have this much coverage, and I need you guys to, do the surgery and bill my insurance for the max amount, whatever, and then negotiate the rest of the balance after that. Because it's, most hospitals, if you say, hey, give me an itemized invoice, they're like, oh, all of a sudden it got cheaper. Hey, we didn't mean to charge you $26 for a Tylenol.
Yeah.
So just some things you can do differently with your health plan, especially if you're healthy. This is a great option. If you're not healthy, you've got, pre-existing conditions, this is not the right plan for you. And I'm very upfront and transparent with my clients about that. Listen, this is not for you. This is for your young guys that are in the field working on HVAC stuff, and they might slice their finger and need stitches, so they go use this. But you've also got workers' comp, so they really don't need it, right? But for those things that they're doing on their off time, it's perfect for those younger, healthy people.
Does a restaurant necessarily need a CPA or your company to help them out with that tax credit?
No, they can file it themselves, but most of them don't know the formula. So they try to find the right formula, and they find an outdated Excel spreadsheet, and they factor it. They put it on there. I think it's an 8644 form. And that's how we find out when someone's not getting their full credit, guys. We'll ask them for their previous form that their CPA filed for them, and we'll look at the previous year's numbers, and we'll do a calculation to determine if they got the full amount or if they were entitled to more, and now they should be doing it through us so they can get more. Because at some point the write-offs run out and you don't get 100% credit for those write-offs. So like if someone buys a car on section 179 and the car was $30,000, but they only had $20,000 in sales, they only get to write off $20,000. But if they have other deductions, they don't even get to write off the full 20 because it's getting eaten up by those other deductions, right? So the IRS doesn't let you necessarily go in there and just start, taking losses year after year. Then they'll shut you down and call you a hobby.
Yeah. See, hey, Jeremy.
Yep.
That's the same thing, I'm kind of when I talking to clients that are financing, I tell them about the 179. I mean, you get a portion of it, but you don't get the whole thing, but still
right.
There's something
There's
there.
Something. There's something. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, some understand it, some don't, and I try to find out if they have a CPA. Some restaurateurs don't have CPAs. They kind of fly by the seat of their pants and kind of just don't get
That's
it.
dangerous. That's dangerous.
Yeah, and it's just at the end of the day, like, well, I don't have any money. What did I do with it? Kind of like where, yeah. But what'd you go gambling with it?
Yeah.
No, but like I said, it's just that I always when I talk to people, hey, encourage them, hey, look at financing something. One is you build a business credit too, along with it, but you also, save some of that capital. A lot of times people don't realize that when you're trying to open a restaurant, if you're serving liquor, you got to get a liquor license, but they don't have the money. Sometimes it's just what it is. But
there you go. You can use the FICA tip tax credit to pay for your liquor license.
Yeah, yeah.
Seems to me like it's like buried treasure that they don't know they have.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of them are chefs that were really good at cooking and didn't know how to run a restaurant, and they didn't hire the right person to do the back office stuff. That's where a PEO is really important. It covers them on HR matters, covers them on job descriptions, takes away the responsibility of doing workers' comp and state unemployment audits and claims. We do all of it for them. And then we do the FICA tip tax credit, which really just helps create some margin throughout the year. It's real-time cash instead of using it as an offset on your taxes. You've already got so many write-offs, you don't need to use it on your taxes. You can use it to create margin throughout the year and keep your doors open.
Yeah.
So for any restaurant that are watching this that have not taken advantage of that, get a hold of Jeremy. I'm sure he'll help you.
It's a great tool to use.
Thank you. I need to get that clarified. Melvin, good morning.
Yeah, and good morning, everybody. And so about 6 months ago, my son came to me and said, Dad, why don't we try and bring a brand new dessert to America? And so we formed the corporation, and it's the Concord Grape Pie Corporation. And we're really excited about that. We have something in common with the Wright brothers brought the airplane, I like to say, and Henry Ford brought the automobile, and we're bringing the Concord Grape Pie to America. Before Howard and Terry tasted our pie, I don't think anybody here ever had a slice of a Concord Grape Pie. But and just to see if I could be of any help to anybody in certain areas, I've had about 6 careers. I call a career growing up in Brooklyn, and so I got my street smarts there. And then I went to CCNY engineering, mechanical engineering, and then on to a 20-year career with IBM. And so I programmed in machine language, COBOL, Fortran, BASIC. Many of the language, rose to be a senior systems engineer, helped develop the ATM systems. Then I made a complete change and went into agriculture for a mere 40 years. And so I've got a big background, of course, in agriculture as a grower, packer, shipper, broker of fruits and vegetables, mainly grapes, We had a nursery, a U-pick operation, a door operation, a farm stand, and then we would uh, have labor contracts bring from Mexico labor for us. So we're really familiar with the labor problem in agriculture as well. And we operated in various states. Our headquarters was in the beautiful Finger Lakes of New York. Uh, on Seneca Lake, we had our main farm right down to the water. And then we had operations in Michigan, in Arkansas, in Pennsylvania, and Florida. And then as we continued to grow, we're a farm family. My wife uh, did all of the administration. My sons and daughters were part of all of our warehousing operations, field operations, what have you. Uh, and then Bill Clinton invited us down to Arkansas to help develop a a series of grapes that they were growing down there that they wanted to fresh market. If you were to tell me the name of the town you live in, I should be able to tell you the supermarket in that town. Everybody knew Venture Vineyards was the brand we used. Venture for the best, whether it was cherries, peaches, asparagus, Florida sweet onions, or grapes, the Concord grape and other grapes. So then we could, as we grew, we were able to, my wife and I were able to get away, and we became boaters. And for 15 half years, more or less, we would live aboard our 42 Grand Banks trawler and ply the waters of the Bahamas. If anybody's going to the Bahamas, and we know all the out islands and what have you, we could be a big help to you there. And we did the half big loop, from the Caribbean all the way up through New York, the Hudson River, into the Erie Canal, and down to our drop anchor by our house. So, and then I went into retirement. We sold our farm very successfully as the kids wanted to go off and do their own thing. Naturally, even though I had planted vineyards and had ideas of wineries for them, but they had, like everybody, their own dreams to follow, and they've all been successful. But so my son came back to me and said, Dad, once again, we why don't we try this here Concord grape pie thing? So I came out of retirement. I'm just a mere 86 years old, but full of energy, and entering into another major project. And we've had some great success in this project. In the 6 months, we started to learn more about the market by showing our product that we developed in farmers markets here. And so this season, we're in the summer season right now, and it's winding down. We'll pick up again the farmers markets in November, as it's awfully hot in Florida to be out in the open at farmers markets. And so we were in Boca, and we were in Parkland, and we were in Delray, and we auditioned. And hopefully, I'm pretty sure we will be in West Palm Beach. And then we made a contact in a supermarket, and a farmer's market, if you will. And we're now indoors. And this fella's got two supermarkets, and I get dressed in my costume that you've seen, Howard. My baker's costume, a chef's costume, and we peddle pies. And we learned so much from the people of the product. And I'm so proud of the work that Andrew has done to create some great pies. And I brought just something to show you here. This is kind of a peanut butter top, on top of a Concord grape, and then a crumble top pie. And the Concord is on the bottom, and then it's the crumble. And we've got a couple of other, a double crust pie, and we have little bites and what have you. So really exciting, very, very exciting. And just 2 days ago, I got a call I live at Century Village in Deerfield, and that's a huge condo complex with 8,500 families or units, and that's in season 17,000 people. And they put out a reporter, a newspaper monthly, and they called me and they say they want to do a story about us and about our pie project and where the 17,000 people can find our pies. So that's going to break in about 2 weeks. And that's going to give us real challenges in meeting the production of the pies. Uh, but we're really excited, very excited. We're off to a great start. So that's where we are right now, and I'm really that's
How
the
do,
story.
how do we reach you?
Yeah, yeah, and it's 954-684-6881, and then if you just Google up the ConcordGreatPieCompany.com, and you can reach us there. And I look forward to helping anybody in any way I can.
So, Melvin?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I just was going to say something after you get done.
I just had one last thought. One thing I'm just proud of, which Coca-Cola came out with changing their sugar. I guess they're going to use cane sugar in their product. And one thing that it's so interesting that we were watching people come by. 1 out of 20 would say, or maybe even more than that, do you have a sugar-free pie? And we're going to work on that. As everybody here probably knows, any fruit has sugar in it. The riper the fruit gets, the higher the sugar. So we can't get rid of that. We don't want to get rid of that taste, but we will have some substitute for sugar in a pie so that anybody coming by can get a great pie uh, without any sugar added. So that's the last thing I just wanted to say. And Brandon, you had a question, maybe?
Yeah. I was going to say, who do you work with in Arkansas? Because I grew up in Arkansas.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. We had
my
operations. Oh, that's great. We
yeah.
we had operations in White County, up in Searcy,
Okay.
above Little Rock, and then on the other side, in Fayetteville,
Okay.
in uh, uh, Fayetteville, and I'm just trying to remember the little area here, the little grape area where there's a festival every year on the other
Town?
side. What's that? Town.
Town? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
I lived there.
Bobby Penalto was the major grower there. I don't know if you know a couple of
Yeah.
other people in that area.
Well, Penalto Produce, we'd go to the Grape Festival every year when we lived up there.
Oh,
And
how about
so,
that?
yeah, and my dad and my grandpa are both, well, my grandpa, he was the director of the experiment stations with the University of Arkansas.
We've
Uh,
worked with them. Yeah.
yeah,
You mentioned that because I served on Cornell's Ag and Life Science Advisory Board for
okay,
many years, and they put me in touch with the University of Arkansas, and they do a great job over there.
yeah,
And then I'm familiar in New York with the Geneva Experiment Station, where
yeah,
they also have. That's Brandon. I look forward to.
yeah,
Uh, maybe the Post family down in Altus and Utica,
I do.
the
So,
winery people.
a guy that I went to college with, he married into the Post family,
No
and they,
kidding.
yeah, and so he helps run the winery whenever it's all
Yeah,
hands on deck. So
yeah. There's
um
Joseph Post down there, and Matt Post was the old man. Who
yeah,
I really knew Matt very well, and he loved to tell the story of they were. I guess everybody had a little still, as you know, up in the Ozarks over there.
oh yeah, yeah,
And so Matt has his, and he likes to tell the story of his wife that the revenue boys would come over and tell him, hey, you got to tone things down a little bit here. And so finally, they came by once again, and they said, we're going to have to arrest somebody. So Matt's wife volunteered I don't know if you know this story. And they arrested her, and she looked at it as, wow, what a vacation this is going to be. I'm going to get served three great meals.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you knew that story about the Post.
I didn't, but yeah,
But
so
Hillary was going to volunteer.
I'm sorry?
I thought
How
Hillary
many?
was going to volunteer.
Well, no, we got to know Hillary pretty well. We knew Hillary and Bill. They'd come up to Geneva, nearby, and they went to Hobart and William Smith. They come up to talk, and we get to see him often. Yeah.
All right. Well, I can move this along. Well, you guys can talk after the meeting. I'm sure you'll.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, are you there?
Good morning, everybody. Chris Kaufman, live and in person, fireballing down Interstate 16. You were driving the getaway car this morning. And Restaurant All Stars is the name of the game, ALLSTAR. We produce talent to increase the human capital for restaurant companies, primarily working on behalf of restaurant companies to bring them chefs, restaurant managers, restaurant corporate executives. Recently placed an executive chef with an independent restaurant in Panama City Beach, Florida. Placed a restaurant general manager with a multi-billion-dollar company out of, they're out of Atlanta, but they work throughout the United States. However, this position was in Sarasota. And so we are based in Vidalia, Georgia, where the onions grow tall. And also, shoes are optional. If you ever come to Vidalia, you'll see what I mean. And we proud to be involved in the restaurant industry, going back to the wonderful 1980s. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All Stars, telephone number 404 All Star, 404-255-7827. Just ask for Chris. And that's the name of the game. Y'all have a great week.
Hey, thank you. Terry.
I'm supposed to follow all of that.
Yes.
All right, I'll make this quick. What I do is, especially for people like Gary and the new folks that don't know, me and my team put together a list of what is opening in Florida. We cover the entire state. This is a massive list, a minimum of 50, 60, 70. We had over 80 under constructions coming into Florida. We give you the owner's names, phone numbers, email addresses, what the place is. And for people like Gary, hold on, that was the FRLA that just emailed me. I'm sorry. We have, I lost track. Anyways, we have it on a spreadsheet. It's an Excel spreadsheet, so you can sort it any way that you want. We also tell you how many people that they have, like if it's a restaurant group, like what people are looking for. If you need like that in the upper Florida area, we'll tell you if that's a restaurant group and they have other concepts. So they have 10, 15, 20 restaurants. Those are the people you might want to contact. Anybody that needs that list and wants a sample, I can give you an old sample without the email addresses so you can see the format. There's a special price for this group. If you look on the website, there's one price. If you email or call me, it's another. Quite different. And that would be for a year. The email, when you get it, it's a huge list. Just scroll all the way over. The email address would be the last column. So we let you know where they're at in their stage of development. If it's a 2 or 3 story, is it on the water? Does it have an outdoor patio? Is there a full bar? Are other people involved in it? Is it a single entity? Is it entering the state? All kinds of information. We are actually second to none anywhere in the United States. So Terry at trnusa.com for a sample. Have a good weekend.
Thanks. before we go to Gary to amend, I just want to mention that the two networking groups that we host, the one at 9, this one, and the one at 11, we have Mel Company and another company in the 11 o'clock group that came to us with zero. They came with an idea, and by utilizing the members of the group and the information that they gather at these meetings has put the group, has put the company at 11 o'clock into business. And I think we had something to do with Mel's business as well. So that's the beauty of the networking. You get to meet people like-minded, and it really helps. So, I'm proud of both of them, and I'm proud of all of us for helping. So, Gary, anything you want to add after you've seen what we've done, which is?
I've been following you guys for a while while I was building this product out, because I've been in the restaurant industry for a while, but it didn't work. Not very often did I work directly with the restaurant, so I don't have the direct contacts. I was always working with restaurant marketers, so they were the direct contact. I've kind of cut them out because they are too expensive, in my opinion, for what we were doing. So I'm definitely interested in joining up with you guys. So as soon as we sign up a few clients, I think you'll become a member.
Get a little closer to your mic.
Yeah, this mic isn't the best one. I have a better one than this one, but yeah. So I'm fully on board with what you guys do. I've been watching you for a while.
Oh, a stalker, eh?
I'm a stalker, yeah. Well, I've been building this product out. And we've had some really great successes along the years. So I don't have the direct contacts because that was always the restaurant marketer who had those. I have some direct contacts, but that's what I'm lacking.
Okay, well, you came to the right place.
Yes, you did.
All right, well, we welcome you, and hopefully we'll see you back next week. Anybody have anything else they want to say, want to bring up before we adjourn? Like I said before, if you're coming to the show and you need hotel rooms, let me know, because we have a special price negotiated. And Jeremy, I'll wait for your company's information. All right, so everybody have a great weekend.
Yeah.
We'll see you all next week. And stay safe, and let the sauce be with you.